Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
You know what it is? The best daytime YouTube live show there is. It's the Classic Codes. Let me come to the ring, man.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me.
Yeah. I got the code. Let's go.
Make them spin differently.
Let's go.
Foundation. They be making wishing me. I got these hoes in the French. They can't seem to get
Let's get it.
Yeah.
All right. Yo, it's Classic with the Classic Codes, man. And we tapped in with another one, man. A great live stream. I got a good show for y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let me get right, chat. I just want y'all to see me, chat. All right, I got a great show for y'all coming up, man. That's much better. All right, I got a great show for y'all coming up, man. Check it out right here. You see the thumbnail. God is back in full effect, man. The culture tricked me. We gonna slide over to Perspective with Bank, and we gonna tap into the Charleston White interview. It's nothing new. It's just something that's great to talk about. Good content, good topic, good subject matter. Charleston White always very candid, very blunt, very, very brash. So I'm sure we'll get some amazing things to provide takes on this one, chat. And then also moving on from there, like I said, we got a full slate. So we're going to go to the live reaction video first. And then from the live reaction video, we'll head over into the question of the day. From there, we're going to go into the code language conversation, and then we'll tap in with the story time. And if the chat is active, then we'll move into some chat Q&A. But that's going to be up to y'all, man. It's no big deal either way. But yeah, so without wasting no time, let's move on, man. Let's go. Let me get this added for y'all, man. Like I said, Perspective with Bank. I told y'all, I promised y'all we was going to do more content on him because I like his interview style, and I like that he allows the people that he interviewing to have the floor, and he kind of just gives them more to expound on. So great interview style. So we're going to continue to do reactions on his content. Make sure y'all tap in with Perspective with Bank. Let's go.
That tough. Depending on how you was raised, you can be.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't raised like y'all, brother.
Let me ask you something though, Charles. So do you think that's what make you like got this against gangs now? Because you feel like you was chasing some shit that was make-believe?
This what I know. This what made me go after it. Because the culture tricked me. The gangs didn't. The culture, black culture did. Nigga, before black culture, before gang came, we were dancing. Nigga, we were doing the kid and play. Nigga, we going to house party, nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga,
All right, now look, check it out. I understand where Charleston coming from. I got to point it out, though. Even at house party, there was gang culture. It's just a fact. Even at house party, there was gang culture. Now, I know what he's speaking to. He's speaking to the shift in the percentages, right? You had a super, super small minority of people operating in the gang culture and that type of activity to where it became glamorized, popularized to the point where it's almost cool, to the point where if you grow up in the suburbs in a nice household, you still trying to find a way to jump off the porch, even though you got balconies and shit. So I feel where he coming from, but I do just have to point out there was gang culture in house party while dudes was simultaneously doing the kid and play. Let's go though.
we were doing, but nigga, we weren't biking shorts.
Yeah.
Remember that era of biking shorts?
Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah. Hammer pants and
Come
shit.
on, man.
Yeah.
Them shoes with the gold tips, them Giorgio routine. Come on, man. We just left this.
Yeah.
Now, 2 summers later, we want Dickies and Chucks. The culture shaped this. So when I grew up, I say, man, they tricked me. As I began to develop mentally, as a young male into a man, and then became a father. And I began to reflect on my life. The type of home I came from, nigga, I supposed to go to law school. Nigga, I was getting saving bonds in the 80s, nigga, in the 4th and 5th and 6th grade. Nigga don't even know what saving bonds is. Nigga, I had a piggy bank. I got a weekly allowance. I got a piggy. Nigga wasn't comprehending that kind of talk. So, nigga, when I look back on my life, had I listened to my mama, had I done, nigga, I supposed to be a lawyer in law school with all these niggas that's running these companies, that's living the square life, who we was thinking was wrong but was right. So I realized the culture tricked me. So here come now, I'm grown with kids. I started noticing, nigga, the culture tricking this group too.
Yeah, I feel them. Yeah, and oftentimes that's the issue too. Is like, you know, for parents, you definitely want to be your children's greatest influence, because if not, the way things are set up now with technology, media, how fast everything is, how short everything is, clips, reels, streams, shorts, you know, everything is quick, it's dosages, it's dopamine hits, it's a lot of that going on. And then there's certain things that are not healthy for us as a society to be practicing in a by and large capacity. These things are being glamorized and pushed to us that it is okay to behave this way. All behaviors have always existed. There's this thing called duality. There's always going to be an opposite, right? So just for a good person, there'll be bad people as well. The existence of them and the amount of them don't have to be even, though. It doesn't have to be 50-50, good people to bad people. But if the culture in the media and the agenda is to shift the masses in a certain direction, history tells us that they will successfully shift the masses in a direction. Most people are sheep. Charleston White is one of the individuals that's blessed to be able to see things for what they are. In the words of Dick Gregory, once you put the glasses on, not everybody gets to put on the glasses, but once you put on the glasses, you can't take them off, right? Like, he sees things for what it really is, which is why his hindsight is better than 2020. You know, people who see things for what they are, they're really able to fully take lessons from everything that they go through. And so a lot of times, Charleston White, if you'll notice, as he's giving his honest opinion and his rhetoric, he'll normally reach to his own experiences, already lived experiences, to give you an example that drives home the point that he's making, to let you know that what I'm talking about is not an idea. I lived this, or I seen this, or you know what I'm talking about because you know somebody who been through this example I'm giving you. And the person that he talking to always has to say, yeah, you know what I mean? So let's go.
From working with kids. That's where my shit come from. Mm-hmm. Man, they go trick another group of kids with this bullshit. They tricked me into thinking the gangster shit was the way, because gangsterism was promoted through hip hop. They started showing Eazy-E and NWA behind prison bars. Express yourself. That's where it starts at. Then they start showing the chalk outlines in the Tupac video with the gun. Then later on in life, they showing the kids the bodies. They was indoctrinating us. So nigga, we indoctrinated our kids. Most gangster niggas got a son or two that's trying to play gangster in their shoes.
Come on, man. Let me know when he start to line, though. Let me know when he start to line. And yeah, it's very easy to say that these decisions are individual decisions, but we do understand that influence is a real thing. We do understand that marketing and companies put millions and millions and billions of dollars into marketing. What y'all think they doing that because it don't work? Influence, manipulation, seduction, all of these things are very real. When you start to understand psychology, that's when you start being able to fend these things off. But there's been times where you didn't even know you had a craving for a certain drink or a certain food, and you didn't even really know why you wanted it real bad, but it had been marketed to you. They triggered something in your brain. You see what I'm saying? And the powers that be know how to do it. The people who are rich, wealthy, and at the top of the food chain, they know how to do it the best. You could sell anything if you know how to market, if you know how to manipulate, if you know how to seduce, if you know how to pitch, if you know how to position, if you know how the mind works. I'm trying to tell you. So what he's saying is not untrue. You know what I mean? Like I said, the majority of people are sheep, and there are many different types of shepherds. You have the people that the masses should be listening to, which is never who they're listening to. And then you have Massa. I'm gonna leave that right there. Let's go.
But once they grew up, the other kids ain't got nothing to do with the gangster shit. So I'm saying, nigga, we gotta attack this culture because Confucius once said, "He who controls images controls minds." They're controlling us through hip hop imagery, gangster killing, dying, niggas in jail. So when I look back on us, they showed us Superfly, the Mac, Penitentiary 1, Penitentiary 2, Colors, Boys in the Hood. Nigga, we started adapting to all this that we had seen by way of the culture. So now the whole culture, the whole black culture is street, and we saying our kids supposed to follow the street codes too, even if they taught or not.
Damn.
Half these niggas ain't standing on the code, so how you expect the baby to?
Over half.
Not only that, you telling the kid to go against his mama. If my mama say, tell me who done, we go, you saying, man, you supposed not go against your mama? Man, what we teaching our baby?
Teaching destruction. Teaching destruction. I'm gonna leave it right there because I think they switched the subject after that. But yeah, man, Charleston White is right. He's the fact that he's willing to admit he was tricked by the culture. A lot of people won't admit that they're being manipulated. A lot of people won't admit that they're a part of the flock. You know, folks be out here following trends and will swear to you that they are individual, knowing they following a trend. Dude's pants got back baggy, y'all pants got baggy. Come on, man. Don't tell me it's just because you like it, because if it's just because you like it, your shit would have been baggy when everybody was form-fitted. Me personally, I'm still going to wear slim taper. I didn't get in shape for no reason. I didn't get in shape to wear pants that's 2 sizes too big. I used to have to wear a 44. Now I'm going to go buy a 44 just so it could be loose around the ankles. Y'all crazy as hell. Miss me with it. I'm slim taper. I'm slim taper. I want you to see it's lean under here. Yeah, that's what's going on. Discipline. Yep. Want my clothes to fit on me. Not tight. Not tight. Just fit it. Yep. And I know the difference, you know. I seen people get muscles and they body go up to an extra large and they start buying mediums. I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm talking about. But yeah, man. Back to what Charleston White was saying, though, man. Nah, man, the culture will trick you. The culture will sway you. And the fact that he made a lot of mistakes that he had to recover from in a major way due to being under the spell. You know what I mean? Due to being a member of the sheeple. You know, and it's a lot of people that's having to do the same thing, try to crawl out from mistakes that they made, big time mistakes too, you know, that they made following and being shepherded by the wrong shepherd. You know what I mean? Following the flock, being a member of the masses, you know. So, I mean, we all got decisions to make. You got some people that are willfully ignorant. You got some people that like being members of the flock. They like it. They don't, you know. They like it. Tell me which way to go. I'm going to just go like that. You said what? You said go to school, go to college, go get a job for the man, pay high-ass taxes, pay high-ass student loans off. You said that was the way we supposed to do it. All right, I'm going to just follow that. Exactly what you told me. I ain't going to try to reinvent the wheel. I ain't trying to hear from nobody who telling me how to reinvent the wheel. None of that. Some people, they be locked in. Full-blown happy sheep. You know? Them the people that get in their job and take their job too serious. Company woman, company man ass people. That's them. Them the ones that got the job at the ones that fall in line like that. The happy sheep. Them the ones that when you had your first little job at the my first job was at my first tax paying job was at a movie theater. You know what I mean? And I remember having a freaking team lead, which make the same money I make. A team lead my age that was up in there taking everything way too serious. Regulating how long you holding the button on the butter machine for the popcorn, regulating how much cheese you get. Because if my homie comes to the concession stand and he asks me for the nachos, I'm not charging him for extra cheese. I'm finna lather them chips up and give him jalapenos too for just the regular price of nachos. What the team leader go tell so fast? Why you snitching, folks? We both 15 years old and here on a work permit and you in here doing way too much. What you doing? Oh, I want to be supervisor one day. What you think? What is this? So your mission in life is to run show place 12? Like that's your mission in life? But it do be. That's why you see, you look at them and then you look at the current manager and you be like, damn, that's you in the future. Oh, bro. Oh. So some people fall right in line, man. But for the people like Charleston who got the glasses on You can't take him off. You know what I mean? He see it for what it really is, and he's speaking out about it like he should, because the more, you know, you ain't gonna be able to save everybody. It's just in design. Human history don't show us that that's how it is. But by design, you got to try to reach out to the few that you could touch. You know what I'm saying? No puffy. So, but that's the reaction for the day, man. That's the reaction for the day. Shout out to Charleston White. Shout out to Perspective with Bank one more time. All right, let's move into the question of the day. Question of the day. What is the silent shot clock and how can it be avoided? All right, I had to prepare for this question of the day. We're not going full authentic on this one. I had to prepare for this one. What is the silent shot clock and how can it be avoided? So this is going to be one of those situations where the ladies may be upset, but men and women are not the same. And so I got to discuss it from whatever angle it got to be discussed from, depending on the topic. So I actually had to define this. Y'all know me. I make up definitions. My cousin actually gave me a real good idea that I'm not going to say on live stream, but this is my third definition. You know, we came up with a definition for first baddie syndrome. We came up with a definition for, what was the other one we came up with a definition for? I can find it right quick. We live, dog. We got time. We came up with a definition for hitting the dating wall. Yeah, so this will be our third definition. The silent shot clock. Let me pull that up for y'all so y'all can see. There we go. All right, y'all. So the silent shot clock. I'm going to go full screen with it. The silent shot clock. The silent shot clock is a timeline placed on a man by a woman that he is dealing with in a serious capacity. The timeline is a self-established time frame of grace given to the man by the woman for not becoming what he is working on becoming yet. Shot clock violations result in various forms of consequences for the man. Examples: ending of the relationship, uptick in disrespectful conduct, or cheating. So let's go through that again, y'all. The silent shot clock. The silent shot clock is a timeline placed on a man by a woman that he is dealing with in a serious capacity. The timeline is a self-established time frame of grace given to the man by the woman for not becoming what he is working on becoming yet. Shot clock violations result in various forms of consequences for the man. Example: ending of the relationship, uptick in disrespectful conduct, or cheating. So that is the silent shot clock, defined and spelled out for y'all, man. So let's talk about the silent shot clock. Now that we know what it is, how can it be avoided? Well, before we get into how it can be avoided, let's do some examples, right? Let's say you're an ambitious man on the dating market and you're running a little business. I don't know what type of business it is, but I'm using the term little because at the time it is still small, right? So you're running a small business. It's giving you enough profit to live a very modest lifestyle. And so you're doing it full time, right? You don't have a day job. You're doing your business full time and it's making enough for you to live off of, but it is a hustle. It is a struggle, but you're grinding it out and you're making it and you're doing okay and you're independent, right? You meet a woman that you like. Just giving y'all, we're making this real, right? The silent shot clock. So you meet a woman that you like. And she likes you for a lot of reasons. Your ambition being one, right? What you're working on, however, may take another, let's make it real. It may take 10 years to get where the company where you ideally see your business getting to. It may take 10 years of grind from you. And out of that 10-year scale, a couple of years may get rough, may get ugly. But you meet this woman and y'all like each other and y'all dealing with each other in a serious capacity. Now that you're dealing with this woman and she's looking into a future with you, at some point, without her saying it, you're going to have an understanding or feeling of pressure, so to speak, to become what you're trying to become sooner than later. Now, does that change the timeline to scale said business in reality? It does not. It does not. It still may very well take you that full 10 years. But you've been with her for, let's say, 3 now. So you're 5 years into your business venture and you got 5 to go. She's trying to figure out how much longer this shit gonna take. If you've never experienced what I'm talking about, then you've never experienced what I'm talking about. But this definitely exists. Is it all women? Some women put the shot clock on your ass for marriage. They'll put the shot clock on you for marriage. It may not even be for you to become ambitious. It may be for you to become a husband. You know, the shot clock is very real. The side effects and the consequences, very real. Let's look at it again. Shot clock violations result in various forms of consequences for the man, ending of the relationship, an uptick in disrespectful conduct, or cheating. Don't get it twisted. Listen, when these women get caught cheating online and they start talking to you about how they cheated on said ex because he was a bum, shot clock violation. When they tell you they cheated on said ex because he was a bum, shot clock violation. Yeah, when you hear women online say, I tried dating potential. Don't do it, sis. Some dude had a shot clock violation. I'm just giving y'all real examples. I'm trying to translate this to you, what this sounds like and what this looks like. The silent shot clock is real. Now, let's get to how can it be avoided? Well, as a man, you can avoid being put on the shot clock 2 ways. 2 ways. You either stay with a chick from the dirt, right? So she was with you shooting in the gym metaphorically, right? That one, keep that one and just lock in. Pray that she loyal, pray that she faithful. Y'all rock out, ride it out, and y'all be just fine. From the dirt, though, or at least from the inception of your ambition. It don't have to be childhood, but maybe when she met you, what you're working on was still an idea. It wasn't even manifested yet in a physical form, but now you're actually doing something. So that chick that you get hurt, that's how you can avoid a shot clock, being on the shot clock. She's not gonna put you on the shot clock. She gonna be a part of that endeavor at that point. She's invested too. So you can avoid it that way. Another way you can avoid it is grind and stay single. Grind and stay single. When you achieve your greatness, play broke and date like a middle-class man so you can find somebody that actually likes you for you, and then you can let her know that you having shit on the back end. A woman never gonna be mad at you for finding out that you got more money than she thought. You'll be all right. That's some omission that you will get away with. A woman is never gonna be mad at you for finding out that you got more money than she thought. I'll tell you what, she might be irritated that she didn't know sooner, but she gonna get over it quick, especially if that number is numbering. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the 2 ways to avoid being on the shot clock. Now, when you're on the shot clock, how to avoid a shot clock violation? When you're on the shot clock, you avoid a shot clock violation with communication. With communication, you sit her down, you let her know, baby, I feel pressure to be achieving something that's going to take more time to achieve than maybe you foresee. So I want to give you a realistic understanding of what's going on. Maybe even show her just a little bit of the books. Maybe, show her how the business is coming in, show her how it's scaling, show her what the projections look like, and show her why what she is thinking about is a few years out. Maybe she could find some ease with that, or maybe she finds discomfort in that and she feel like she don't have that type of time, right? But having that communication will keep you off the shot clock. Something just gonna give sooner than later in that situation. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the advice I got on the question of the day. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the silent shot clock definition. Y'all let me know what y'all think about whether or not it's an actual thing. And then y'all let me know how y'all avoid it, or if there's even a way that it can be avoided. Let me know. Looking forward to hearing it. But that's it for the question of the day, man. Yes, Lord. Let's move into our code language conversation. The code language conversation today is about human nature. Human nature. So you know how we do on the code language. We always start off with the actual definition. So let's go to the definition of human nature, man. Human nature defined is the general psychology, characteristics, feelings, and behavioral traits of humankind regarded as shared by all humans. I'll read that one more time. The definition of human nature: the general psychological characteristics, feelings, and behavioral traits of humankind regarded as shared by all humans. So these things are what human nature is considered. You feel me? Now, understand that there's two parts in this terminology, right? You have human and then you have nature. Nature is going to be the key component in this, because things that are natural are not things that are unnatural at the same time. So when we discuss nature, we have to have respect for it, right? And so that's why the definition says regarded by all humans. So I think that it's important that everyone have a bit of empathy for themselves in regards to the fact that we all have to exercise different forms of discipline to harness our human nature at certain times. Just because a man is capable of impregnating 4 women at once doesn't mean that he ought to. Just because he has the drive and the energy to participate in the behaviors that would allow him to impregnate 4 women at once doesn't mean he ought to. Is it in his nature? Does he literally feel in his body like getting out here like that? Maybe so. But it doesn't mean you should, right? I think the same thing goes when we go to women. Women have now been given a lot of liberty in a lot of different ways, which I don't personally have a problem with. But the same rules apply. Just because you are in your youth and many men that you find attractive find you attractive doesn't mean you should sample a serving of all of those men. It doesn't mean that you ought to. And just because there's a populace of people who preach to let people do what they want and don't have nothing to say about it and this, that, and the third, doesn't mean that it's good advice. Like, so we have to understand when we look at human nature, we look at it for what it is. And then we have to look at society for what it is and understand why certain disciplines should be normalcies. And I believe that humans civilization have been doing this since before any books or doctrines had to tell us to. So there's a certain thing that comes with understanding human nature and understanding nature in general. There's a certain level of understanding that breeds a certain type of perspective. Y'all know when I speak about certain things and I'm trying to like peel back some layers, I can't say it so bluntly. That's when I have to go a little covert. So I hope y'all follow me. But I can't be so blunt because that's how you get yourself demonetized, all that. I'm trying to run it up. So, but I hope y'all feeling what I'm saying. So we just have to be in alignment with what our nature is, what makes sense, what laws to really abide by, and what rules to take into consideration, right? Because to just give you one more kind of cryptic parallel, I know I'm being kind of mildly cryptic, but just to give you one more cryptic parallel, you have to understand that a lion out in the wild has to do something that I don't want to say we would go to jail for, because we hunt to eat as well. But a lion in the wild will potentially harm another of its own species to protect its pride, its children, its women, its food, just like it would do a hyena if it encroached on its property. Humans operate similarly, but because we have other things in place, it is not just a natural interaction. Now it becomes governmental law, laws of the land. It becomes other layers that come into play, which kind of take you away from operating proactively in your nature. It makes you question nature. Y'all, I really hope y'all able to follow it out, because I can't say this shit the way I want to say it. Just keep things as natural as possible, and I think that we'll all be in a better place. I'm gonna get off this subject because I'm starting to run out of ways to hide what I'm really trying to get to and say it at the same time. So yeah, but this is code language on human nature. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know if y'all was able to really kind of understand what I'm saying, or if I need to run this one back and be a little more blunt, man. But I appreciate y'all. That's the code language for the day. Yeah. All right, we moving into story time. We finna head over into the wonderful world of TikTok. Y'all know what it is. When we go over there, it gets spooky. So we finna slide over to the wonderful world of TikTok. This woman is telling a story about how her and her best friend pregnant by the same man at the same time and were unaware of it. So I didn't I was busting. Got activity on my account. But yeah, so I wasn't aware of there we go. I wasn't aware of how this story, I'm not aware of how this story ends. I just saw the beginning of it, and I felt like it was enough going on in the beginning of what she was talking about for me to use this video. So my reaction past about 35 seconds is going to be fully authentic, but let's see what she has to say. Let's see where this story takes us. Before I get into that, let me check this comment. Okay, that's on human nature. I'm gonna come back to that comment. Let's go.
Pregnant by the exact same man at the exact same time, and I never knew until story time on how me and my best friend was pregnant by the exact same man at the exact same time, and I never knew until she had a secret baby shower. So I was dating this dude for like 3 years. Like, we were together for like 3 years, and me and my best friend have been best friends for way before that, like 10 plus years, right? So we end up getting pregnant at the exact same time, and she ends up coming up with this story like she had a one-night stand, she don't know who her baby daddy is, all these other things. And like, you know, once I asked her, like, are you gonna keep it? Because I'm never going to push anybody to go to the clinic and send their baby back to God, but I always ask, because where is your mindset? So I asked her, like, are you keeping the baby? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, like, you know you're gonna be, you know what you can handle, right? So whatever, we both go through our pregnancy. We were so excited we found out at the same time. And it's getting closer to like our like 6 month, and it's time to start planning our baby shower. I have no fucking clue all the way up until this point that me and her, like, I don't question it, right? So, because like, why would you be a weird bitch? So at the 6 month mark, when we start planning our baby shower, she's like, I'm just not gonna have no baby shower. I've just been going through it mentally, emotionally. So the whole time I'm thinking that she's down and out because she's having a baby by this man, by somebody she don't know, right? Just, she's gonna be a single mom. She set herself up for this. Like, she don't know who the baby daddy is, nothing. So I'm thinking that's why she going through a whole time. The bitch going through it because we got the same baby daddy. Our mutual friends was like, oh, are you going to the baby shower? She told me she wasn't having a baby shower. That's how I'm gonna motherfucking come. I'll pop up at the baby shower. Guess who at the baby shower cheesing?
Hold on, real quick, real fast. Didn't I tell y'all, when you tell somebody anything, it don't stay there? How she say she found out about the baby shower? A mutual friend. She said, damn, she told me she wasn't having no baby shower. Then she got the information for when and where, clearly, because she pulled up. I told y'all, you share anything, you sharing it with the world. Just, hey, man.
Oh, y'all want me to knock all this shit over? Story time on how me and my best friend was pregnant by the exact same man at the exact same time.
So
And
that's her whole story, chat. That's her whole story. That's nasty work. Nasty work, because in order for, I'm just putting the pieces together. Y'all follow it. In order for her friend to know that they're pregnant by the same guy, and for her not to know that they're pregnant by the same guy, it means the friend knew that her and the guy was rocking, and the friend messed with her. Messed with him. The friend messed with him. Because she knew they had the same baby daddy, but she didn't. You know why she knew? Because she knew they was rocking, and she messed with dude anyway. And that's how they end up pregnant by the same guy. If I missed anything, y'all correct me. If I missed anything, y'all correct me. And that goes back to my theory. I tell women this all the time, and they always disagree. They disagree with me every single time. My life experience doesn't say the same, but they disagree with me every time. I say most women, and I preface it with most, not all, most. Most women got a friend that'll sleep with their guy. Most women have a friend that will sleep with their guy. And if your friend group is more than 5 women, you got 2. Oftentimes, I'm gonna just make it make sense for you as to why that's the case, and not even nobody's fault. It goes back to the code language, which is human nature. Y'all at the bar, you and your girls. It's y'all 5 deep. It's a handful of y'all. Y'all at the bar, you and your girls. How many times when y'all out at the bar, the club, the lounge, wherever you kick it at, the restaurant, wherever, how many times do a man walk through there that one of y'all find attractive that none of the rest of y'all think is attractive? It's rare. Normally, 1 will acknowledge, or 2 will acknowledge at the same time. Maybe 3 will acknowledge at the same time, depending on proximity, or maybe only one of y'all see him. But if he comes over to the table, if you bring him over to the table, the rest of you see him now, and the rest of you are going to make an assessment. How often is it that out of 5 women that are cool with each other, how often is it that a man is only attractive to just only one of y'all? Off rip, I'm talking about, in a social setting. It's rare. So if 3 of y'all think he attractive, and he obviously choose up and choose one of y'all, all of a sudden, because he choose up and choose one of y'all, does your humanistic attraction for this guy just vanish? No. But the women will tell you yes. I no longer see him no more. I'm legally blind. I don't know who he is. He ain't. As soon as he choose my friend, he's no longer handsome. Yeah, okay. You will let him crack. You will let him crack. I'm just here to tell the truth. Now, like I told you, every single female I've ever said this to, told this theory to, they have all completely disagreed. My friend would never, me and my friend don't even have the same taste, blah, blah, blah. Yet, black women have 1 million more babies than black men, because none of y'all like the same niggas. No. I don't listen. I'm just here to make stupid points. I don't listen. I'm just here to make stupid points. None of y'all like. Yep. I'm just here to make stupid points, man. But that's the story. Yeah, that's the story time for the day, man. That's the story time of the day. Oh my God. I'm just saying, man. Listen, we got it. Oh my God. He said cooking. Shout out to Darvell, man. Look, I think you're new to the chat. Shout out. Welcome, man. Thank you for tapping in with the codes. I definitely appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you for sure. We had a comment too from JD. He said, animals feel fear for a brief time, then it is gone. You will be less prone to moralize and judge people. Instead, you will accept them and their flaws as a part of human nature. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what comes with embracing and understanding fully the concepts of human nature versus fighting against it and operating in delusion. That's a great take on the human nature concept that I just covered. For sure. He said, I'm new, but definitely, you definitely cooking, brother. Oh, man, I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate you tapping in, bro. See the subs going up every day. I'm super consistent, too. We live every day around noon, and then sometimes I even come back in the evening, bro. So you're going to get plenty of content out of me. You found the right channel, and that's for sure. Tap in. But yeah, y'all. Right now we at chat Q&A. So if either anybody in the chat got a question for me or a topic they want to pose, I'll be happy to speak on it. It don't matter what it is. It could be sports. It could be whatever. Society, females, women, men, whatever you want to talk about. Let's talk about it. But if not, we're gonna tap out of the live. I covered all my segments, so it's on y'all. He said it's not black men. It's a Keisha and Ray Ray problem. Elaborate on that though. Elaborate on that. It's not black men. It's a Keisha and Ray Ray problem. You talking about in regards to the story time with the females having a friend that smashed a guy, or which topic you talking about with that? Definitely need to hear more on that, broski. Yeah, man. Y'all tap in. Where y'all from in the chat, man? Where everybody from? I'm from Chicago. Y'all probably could tell when I start talking a certain lingo, but not all the time. Let me see. He said, I already subscribed to you, bro. Gratitude. JD said, in a dysfunctional culture, the members are often confused about their roles and the overall direction of the group. Amid such confusion, people start to think more of their own interests and agendas. Yeah, man, I think society has gotten extremely self-centered. Like we have a lot of, but I think some of that shit too is a little bit of fallout from the pandemic and like everything being shut down. I don't want to say certain trigger words, get my channel flagged, but I think a lot of that is from when we was locked down too. It's a lot of social, me just being a person who had to study it and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that changed about like our society socially, as far as the amount of anxiety and all of the different other disorders and stuff like that that's going on. There's a lot that changed after the lockdown. Even for me too. Like I was always planning on not being outside as much, but I'm definitely outside a lot less. Darvell said, Ian from Buffalo, New York. Yo. And he said, you mean by the culture? Yeah, I agree. That's the crazy part too. He said, I mean by the culture. I get what you're saying now. You're saying the Keisha and Ray Ray problem. I agree though, because that's what they glamorize, right? So like, that's what I was saying too, is that most black folks that I know, okay, NYC, I love New York, man. I love y'all women too. I heard they do y'all bad, but they don't do us out of towners bad. I love New York. But yeah, man, the culture definitely like the worst because every single ethnicity has subsets, right? Like you got successful white people, but then you got the white people that's in the trailer park, 8 Mile, Eminem shit, you know, or even worse, the ones that's, you know, on lots of hard recreational usage stuff. I'm trying to keep certain words out, but yeah, like you got them too. You got the bottom of the barrel Caucasians, you got the upper echelon, just like it is with black folks, just like it is with Hispanic folks. Like it's like this for all of us, but when it comes to us in particular, we glamorize like the worst versions of us. Like we are turn sexy red up, like because as a culture, we the ones that turn these people up. Like the media can present them to us, right? Like a label could put a $2 million budget behind the artist and push them into our faces. But if we conscious as a culture, we don't have to accept that, right? We can still choose to rock with Rhapsody. We can still choose to rock with Lotto. You know what I'm saying? But dudes don't want to hear Lotto rapping about her boyfriend and rapping about how much in love she is. They want her to talk about how, you know, nasty she get and how she's single, right? Because dudes want the fantasy of feeling like they could J down on that, right? So they'd rather listen to a lusty type of rapping woman talk about, you know, popping it and this, that, and the third, because, you know, all the dudes that's having a couple dollars, like she come to my city, I got a shot. Niggas be living in fantasy worlds and shit. You know what I mean? And the media play on that. They manipulate us on that. You know what I'm saying? They prey on that. So it's wild to me. Bro said exactly. Yeah. They just push the worst of us. And then when somebody that's like educated or super sophisticated or smart try to come to the forefront, they'll tell you like slogans like shut your woke ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody smart and sophisticated start getting a little following. They finally go viral a couple times and they preaching about eating fruits and vegetables or telling y'all, you know what I'm saying, practice, you know, preaching to go back to church or find God or whatever it is that they talking about. They pushing something positive. Man, y'all are telling them to shut their woke ass up or sit their woke ass down. You know what I'm saying? Quick. It's the reason why like the worst of us got the most followers, and then like your best secular artist got more followers than your best gospel artist. Merch. He said facts. That's why he's like, that's why I like Ye. Yeah, because Ye gonna say it. Kanye gonna say it. He gonna say the quiet shit out loud. You weren't supposed to say that. The people need to know. It's been a secret too long, far as I'm concerned. That's how Ye be moving. He said they like to profit off our pain. Yeah. It's energy sourcing. It's energy vampirism. Energy vampirism. You know what I'm saying? They energy vampires. That's why they push fear so much. If you're in a state of fear, fear produces a lot of different other side effects. So they'll put you in a state of fear so that you could be in a state of desperation, so that you could be in a state of panic, so you could be operating out of survival mode. It's easier to manipulate you when you're in that state, right? Because you're not operating with a clear head. Most people get brain fog and shit. So like they'll keep you in a state of fear, and they'll keep you separated. They don't want no unity, and they just keep on, you know what I mean? And the manipulation continues over and over and over. That's why I be telling people to read books. You know what I mean? I just tell people constantly, like, read books, because the more you learn about the human mind, human nature, the human brain, then you're less susceptible to being manipulated. Like, people can't market to me, right? I no longer can be, you can't market to me. You could show me a pair of headphones 1,000,000 times in my algorithm. If I don't want them headphones, I'm never going to buy them. It don't matter what bad female you put the headphones on. It don't matter what athlete you put the headphones on. It don't matter that you keep spitting it out random in my Google. I'm never going to buy them if I don't want them. You can't market to me. You're not going to, because I'm aware. I'm enlightened. But for somebody else, you showing them headphones enough times, they're going to click the link and look into them headphones. Show them to them enough times. And they know that. They're psychologists. Marketing, when you go to school for business administration, or if you go to school for marketing, you're going to have to take at least level 1 psychology. You got to know how to manipulate. You know what I'm saying? Justin Davis said, to solve the man-made problems threatening us will require cooperation on a much higher level and a practical spirit missing from the tribe. This does not mean the end of diverse cultures. Let me read this again. To solve the man-made problems threatening us will require cooperation on a much higher level and a practical spirit missing from the tribe. This does not mean the end of diverse cultures. I don't know about that. We might be in a space where the ending of diverse cultures goes left. I mean, certain cultures are protecting their bloodlines by staying within the culture by like a vast majority, 90-something%. So they're going to be okay. But like, as far as us as black folks, they turn black women against black men so well that you don't have no idea how bad the fallout could be in 20 years. You look up in 20 years and all the kids under 6 years old look like Klay Thompson, nigga. It's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late. You there's no being reactionary at that point. You damn, why everybody light skinned with a loose curl? You know what I'm saying? Dead ass though. He said scarcity mindset. Facts. Easy to be manipulated when you're in that mindset. You know what's AA been reclassified? Reclassified how? And our women hate us. Yeah, they made them hate us. And they fell for it too. They used our women to destroy a lot of stuff. They took our black women and seeing how easy they could like steer them and shit, and they used them to destroy a lot of stuff. And it's like, it's crazy because like you'll have men like me on platforms. You got people like Anton Daniels on platforms. You got different content creators on platforms. I cover a lot of their stuff. I react to a lot of these people who are trying to point this stuff out, and you just have so many of them that are resistant to it, just to understanding like, yo, you're being used for like a greater job, and like you doing a great job of what they want you to do. Like you working for them people. And they not trying to hear it. They like, nah, I got my own bread. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Fuck nigga this. Oh, okay. All right. Well, what can you say at that point? He said, this history repeating. Yeah, it's cyclical. Darvell said, we are the American Indians. Facts. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like I've been on damn near 20 cruises in my life, in real life. No exaggeration for the internet. I've been on damn near 20 cruises. If I had to round, I would have to round up to 20. That's how many cruises I've been on in my life, bro. And I'm telling you right now, I've been on the biggest carnival ship that's currently on the water. I've been on that ship. The Mardi Gras or the Celebration, whichever one it is. I've been on that joint. And that ship held like, let me look up the capacity because I don't want to misquote it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to misquote it. I'm going to tell y'all for real. We're going to be thorough today because I want to drive this point home because this is an important conversation. Carnival Mardi Gras capacity. I want y'all to see it. The capacity of that ship, the passenger capacity is 6,500 and approximately 2,000 staff members. So that's 8,500 on the biggest Carnival cruise ship on the water today in 2025. 8,500 people total. Now let's look up. Now and that's on a bit, and that's with all the technology, the engines, the propellers. They not sailboats. These ain't sailboats. All right. Now let's look up how many black slaves came to America in the Atlantic slave trade. All right. Let's see. Approximately 12.5 million Africans were transported to Americas during the transatlantic slave trade, with about 10.7 million surviving the Middle Passage. Of these, about 388,000 were shipped directly to North America. Some scholars estimate that another 60 to 70,000 Africans ended up in the United States after first landing in the Caribbean. Listen to me, y'all. They saying 12.5 million was transported over here on them old ass boats with no technology. They was going, you can't take a cruise ship from America to Africa now. You can't take a cruise ship from America to Africa now. And y'all telling me they brought 12 million of us over here. You niggas will believe anything. It make me sick. Y'all will believe anything. Earth is, bro, it's 8,500 total people on the biggest cruise ship and Carnival cruises on the water right now. It's 8,500 people total. So let's do it. Let's do some math. 12.5 million divided by 8,500. Come on, let's go. 12.5 million divided by 8,500. In order to get that many niggas on boats, they would have had to do 1,470 voyages on a sailboat from Africa to over here. Man, these folk got shut up talking to me, man. I didn't believe it. That's the problem. That's why I slept all through public school, because I didn't believe it when they was teaching it to me in there. I didn't believe it when they was teaching it to me in there when they was trying to tell me. How you get that? Y'all ain't even had no technology. Y'all was going with the wind and y'all made that many voyages. Talking about harsh conditions and y'all got people pinned down. And how you feeding these people? You know how long it take to sail with the wind and the current from Africa to America without no technology? Y'all got niggas in the bottom of the boat talking about some heave ho, heave ho, heave ho. Man, come on, man. You got to sell that to somebody who buying, shorty. You can't sell that to me on clearance, shorty. We got comments, man. Y'all to turn me up, bro. Hold on. Justin Davis said, in fact, the reality group encourages inner diversity. We must come to the conclusion that the primary group we belong to is that of human race. That is our inevitable future. That's nasty, dog. I think we need culture, bro. Just all cats in the wild don't get along. All reptiles don't get along. All fish don't get along. We need culture, bro. We not gonna do the one rate, the everybody mixed ain't gonna work, dog. I can't see it. Because listen, if God didn't design it that way, why you feel like it'll work? I want you to answer that for real. If God didn't design it that way, why you feel like it'll work? If you can't look, and when I say God, I'm talking about everybody. So all encompassing, whatever religion you believe in, or whether you just flat out spiritual. In the history, because I speak from a nature perspective. So in the history of human existence, as far as we know, have that ever worked? All the different types of humans just making babies with each other and everybody coexisting. That ever worked? You seen that work somewhere? Let me know what that looked like too. Darvell Dobbins said they hit us with paper genocide. Facts. Big facts. Huge facts. Only 85 hit the mainland. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. How 85 turned into 40,000. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. That's a lot of incest. Motherfuckers that had 3 arms. Justin Davis said, love, friendship, respect do not unite people as much as common hatred for something. That's why. Shit. Or common threat from something. Common threat unite people as much as common hatred. Like if some aliens show they actual ships, instead of being like looking like a cloud, just like the movie showed you, instead of the ships looking like a cloud, if they just came out so you could just see them in their entirety, if the aliens came out and showed one of their ships somewhere in the world right now, they wouldn't hate the aliens, but they'd be threatened by them. So they'll come together on behalf of being threatened. We got a common threat. We all feel the same discomfort. Mars wouldn't care nothing about no racism then. You can go knock on a Klan member door. He might give you some soup. You feel me? Darvell Dobbins said I was teaching the teachers. Oh yeah, I could tell. I could tell why you subscribe to my channel. You on that. This for people that speak a certain language. The Moors, aka Black Europeans, all skin folk ain't kin folk. Come on, let's talk about it. You know who sold what, and who? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So that's what I'm saying. So Darvell, what you saying, it contradict what JD saying, because he like, oh, we get to a place where humans love humans and everybody being mixed. Man, I don't think so, bro. It's all look at it from a natural standpoint. Do everything in the water get along? No, there's natural enemies. Even amongst breeds, even among species, all whales don't get along with all whales. I seen some orcas get out on a blue whale, for sure. Teamed up on him. Got him gone, hunted the babies first. I seen it. Y'all don't, man, listen. You also, I get it, because they gave y'all the books. The books told y'all that humans was different from everything else. And so y'all be like, yeah, but that's the animals, we human. So y'all be looking at it like we different. Like, nah, man, amongst humans, there's natural born enemies. The tribes that were pillagers, that used to run through people's shit, like when y'all watch Apocalypto, bro, them people ain't nobody's friends, bro. All the people that come from them bloodlines, they still running around here. You don't think that's ingrained in some of their DNA? Come on, man, this shit get deeper than what y'all don't. Is we ready to go there yet? I'm trying to walk my audience there slow. We covering a lot of this, a sociology channel, so I was, but we could take it there if we got the audience for it today. It's however y'all want to do it. Come on, man. He said, I'm definitely on that. I see it. This shit give me chill bumps. When you meet the like-minded people and we can really dive into this shit and really, really decode it, that's what I'm on. He said real shit. JD said false purposes lead downward to the animal side of our nature, to addictions, loss of mental powers, mindless conformity, and cynicism. Why you say downward to the animal side of our nature? I would argue with you, going back to the animal side of our nature is upward. I will argue with you that we've gotten too far away from nature, and that's why we lost as a human society. I would argue with you that more people should walk around barefoot. More people should bathe in the sun. Less people should spend time under LED lights and blue lights. I will argue with you that we should be a lot closer to nature. More people should have plants in their house. More people should be able to grow fruit trees in their yards. It shouldn't be illegal to have female fruit trees in your yard in most parts of the United States of America. It shouldn't be illegal. You should be able to go outside and get you some apples if you ain't got no money. I don't know about what you're saying, Jay. Respectfully, I feel you though. You said false purposes lead downward to the animal side of nature. I wouldn't call the animal side of nature in us downward. And animals don't suffer from addictions. You see what I'm saying? That's not the same frequency. You got to elaborate on that, dog. Darvell said, humans are still animals. We are still primal. Look at the female species. They want bigger, stronger to protect them. Yup. That's a primal make and treat. Facts. And they can't even help themselves either. They can't help themselves. They get around certain types of dudes and shit like that. They just, you know what I mean? They can't help themselves. Their bodies start talking to them. That's just a fact. That's why studs end up pregnant. Nature. You can desire what you want. Nature. That's why studs end up pregnant. Nature. On bro. Darville said, yup. But yeah, man. This shit real. It's way deeper than the surface, man. People just gotta really pay attention to what's, you know what it is though. I covered it already in one of my code languages when I was talking about was it the laws of nature? I forgot which code language it was, but in one of my code languages, I covered it already when I was it was the one with Morpheus on the thumbnail. The one with Morpheus on the thumbnail. I forgot what it was titled, but it was pretty much just saying like they trained us to question what we can actually see and touch, like what we can use our senses to identify. They taught us to question that, which is questioning reality, right? And the proof of it, the proof of the reality. They taught us to question those things. And they taught us the one thing to believe in is the one thing you'll never be able to prove. And I'm not even an atheist. I'm with faith. I'm with God. I think you should have a belief in a higher power because there clearly is one of some sort. You know, what subscription you make to who you think is the right one, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I do think you should have faith. However, if your faith is in place of you being able to see things for what they are, then you've been successfully blinded by what you're calling your faith. I hope that hit. I hope that hit. Our ancestors did it. I'm trying to tap into the way I living like being a rancher. Okay, you growing. You got a garden and shit. You got a farm. Social engineering destroys society. It's been social engineering though. Social engineering is why we have a civilization, but they taking it way too far. You know what I'm saying? Because of greed. The social engineering, the way social engineering is being used now is due to the fact that the people at the top don't believe in enough money. They don't believe in the concept of enough. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can learn finances, but just because you learn money and now you have the knowledge to amass a couple $1 billion just with your same understanding of finances and accounting and the economy, with your same understanding of that, you understand the imbalance that's created when 1 or 2 or 3% hold the majority. You understand the societal imbalances that it creates. The problem is the people who have that knowledge and who have that type of money don't care. They don't care about the imbalances that they create. So because they don't care, they'll continue to be gluttonous. We'll continue to be a part of the masses until you can find your way into that percentage. But you'll never get to the top of the top because that's bloodline talk. But you can get to the level right beneath that. You got to do some wild shit to get there. So for everybody that's out here trying to get rich, know that no matter what, and this ain't even got nothing to do with your color. It got something to do with your integrity. Depending on how rich you desire to be as a human being, and this is global talk now, it's not just America. Depending on how rich you desire to be as a human being, there's certain things about your integrity that will be compromised at some point should you desire to actually meet that marker, depending on where it is. So if you're a person that, I'm gonna give y'all numbers. If you're a person that want to be 100 million, if you want to get 100 million, you can get that and not compromise yourself. If you got some legitimate business and you do it the slow way and you do it the right way, you could touch that and not compromise yourself. You want to touch 500 million though, $500 million, and you're not gonna be somebody's athlete. Compromise somewhere, somehow, in some way. Whether it's you being disrespected in a way that you definitely shouldn't tolerate in front of a room of people, in a boardroom, in a corporate setting, in an office, and you eat that shit because that promotion that you just interviewed for is on the line, and the person that's playing with you is above you, you're gonna have to take that L to catch that bag. Or do you speak up and stay in your position and let that other person get that job? I'm making it real for y'all. I'm giving y'all real examples, not the extreme shit. Some way is going to be some compromise involved when you want to touch a certain bag. If you don't believe me, prove it. Show me a real example of somebody with $1 billion uncompromised. They're heterosexual, got a family, got children, regular, straight and narrow, with a B, uncompromised. No rumors, no public humiliation rituals been performed on them. You can't find a picture of them somewhere with some latex on or with some spandex, with some fishnets on. You can't find a picture of them nowhere with a tutu on. You can't show me somebody with $1 billion uncompromised. Prove me wrong. You can't find no skeptical pictures of them with somebody that's a member of something that you shouldn't be taking a picture of them because they don't align with everything you say you stand for. No compromise. Show me somebody. Since I'm wrong, I want to be wrong. Give me an example. While y'all do that, I'm gonna just go to the comments. Technology gives us the impression that everything in life can be as fast and as simple. The information we can glean online. It instills the belief that we no longer have to spend years learning. Yep. And that's never going to be true. The experts are always going to be the ones that put in the time forever. You could chat GPT your ass off. Somebody who put that 10,000 in going to get you. Promise you that. JD says a skill instead, though a few tricks and with a few hours a week of practice, we can become proficient at anything. That's a fact too. You just have a different ceiling over your head versus the person who's naturally blessed in that area. But the person that work hard will beat the person that was gifted. If the person that's gifted don't work. That's the real thing. Darvell Dobbins. The fame comes with consequences. That's facts. And you don't even got to be famous. Even in them boardrooms, like them business people and stuff like that, even in them boardrooms, they play dirty games too. It ain't all entertainment industry stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that because, you know, I might have to tap back into the corporate bag one day. I still, you know what I mean? I'm still credentialed. I might have to tap back in the corporate bag one day. So I don't want to completely burn no bridge off. But even in them corporate, even the non-famous people that's touching them legitimate, you know, business bags, they play dirty games too. Trust and believe that. Your integrity could be compromised in a lot of ways other than your butthole. Believe that. As a man, I'm talking about some shit that'll wake you up out your sleep at night without nobody touching you. Trust me. I seen some people subject to some disrespect. That they didn't address that's going to live with them forever. Facts. It's going to live with them forever as a man. If you care about your manhood and your integrity and your image. You know what I'm saying? So he said, I didn't know Chirac produced brothers like you. I thought it was just infested of King Vons and Keishas. No, man. It's a lot of us. Like I said, they're going to glorify the worst of us, bro. That's what it is. Yeah, it's a lot of us. It's a whole bunch of us. He said, no disrespect. No, you good. It is what it is. I know what they portray. So you, unless you came through here, the only way you're going to know, you know what I'm saying? The only thing you're going to know is what you see. It's the same thing with New York, though. They portray a lot of stuff about New York that's not real. But I've been blessed to be able to be back and forth out there and shit like that. So, you know, for a period of time. So I know what the real is versus like what they do say. Some stuff be true. Same thing about Chicago. Some stuff be true. But then some stuff is just harshly exaggerated. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, y'all, we over hour 10 for the day, man. I'm going to go ahead and tap out. Y'all know I'll be right back tomorrow, right around noon. And we're going to do it again with some new topics, new segments and everything. But until then, I'm going to pump out some more content for y'all today for y'all to eat up, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share it, share it with everybody. Let them know about the codes, man. For sure, for sure. Stick to the codes, y'all. Stick to the codes. Yeah.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether